Instagram.
The classic networking event wasn't cutting it, and the typical night out with a lot of drinking or just socializing in the traditional Miami ways was getting a little bit overdone.
Word quickly spread. Now players can find events weekly at multiple venues.
We were like, how can we bring people together in a way that's meaningful and different?
Makropoulos learned backgammon in her native Greece, where the game is a popular pastime passed down through generations.
People are looking for something different, to connect with other people, to meet new people that's not through a phone, that's not at a party or a bar.
Board game sales surged during the pandemic, and now they're enjoying post-pandemic popularity.
There's a rise in clubs for everything, from chess to Rummikub. At a recent backgammon night out, we met Susan D with her dog Elle in tow.
A lot of the socializing in Miami revolves around liquor and sponsored events. This is kind of a no-pressure way to meet people, and you start seeing the same faces, and it's a great way to explore different venues.
If you go, just remember, it's BYOB. Bring your own board.
Cristian Benavides, Kcal News.
Thanks for watching Kcal News at 8.
Kcal News at 9 starts right now.
This is Kcal News, Los Angeles.
A Border Patrol agent accused of being on the other side of the law. He faces serious charges, including assaulting a Long Beach police officer.
But first, breaking news. A federal judge just ruled late tonight the feds have gone too far with their immigration raids in L.A., and she's ordering them to change their ways and start following the law.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Pat Harvey.
I'm Rudabeh Shabazi.
Well, that judge ruled in favor of all of the L.A. Mayor Karen Bass, 6 other cities, the ACLU, and immigrant rights groups.
All sued the feds, claiming they were trampling on the Constitution as they staged raids all over Southern California this past month.
They claimed picking up people just because of the color of their skin was wrong, often without warrants, and denying many legal counsel. And Kcal News political reporter Tom Wade is here with more on what the judge said and the response from the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Yeah, that's right. These plaintiffs said that these raids were making life unbearable in the city and just causing a reign of terror. The judge ruled that there is a, quote, mountain of evidence that ICE and the Border Patrol have been violating people's rights for weeks, and she issued a temporary restraining order. And take a look. A federal judge says immigration enforcement operations like this one in Montebello last month helped prove the case brought by the ACLU and joined by LA that the Trump administration was arresting people solely based on skin color, performing raids without warrants, and denying legal counsel to people they detained.
We provided, the plaintiffs in this case, courageous individuals and organizations provided reams of evidence demonstrating that what the federal government has been doing the last month in Southern California has flagrantly violated the Constitution.
Angelinos, today we had an important victory at the court. So now there will be a restraining order. They won't just be able to drive through the streets and snatch people off the streets.
The judge in the case, appointed by President Biden, said even though the Trump administration denied the claims of racial profiling and indiscriminate raids, there was a, quote, mountain of evidence proving the claims were true. Not long after the ruling, U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley, who oversees Southern California, said in a statement, "We strongly disagree with the allegations in the lawsuit and maintain that our agents have never detained individuals without proper legal justification. Our federal agents will continue to enforce the law and abide by the U.S. Constitution." We spoke with Asaley before the court issued its ruling.
It's based on a totally false narrative and premise. For every person who's apprehended, who's arrested, there is an individualized determination made, and there's a standard of reasonable suspicion to believe that they're in the country here unlawfully.
The judge disagreed. One of the plaintiffs in the case was the man seen here in this video being detained in Montebello last month, Brian Gavidia, a U.S. citizen born and raised in L.A. He says he was detained by agents after walking outside his business when he heard ICE agents were there. The ACLU says the judge believed the plaintiffs and the evidence presented.
On the face of that record, she had little choice but to say that the federal government has likely been violating the Constitution, and we applaud the decision.
After the ruling, Governor Newsom and Trump senior advisor Stephen Miller, who is the architect of Trump's aggressive immigration policies, tore into social media. Miller called the judge a communist, leading an insurrection against the United States, and Newsom called Miller a fascist who was assaulting democracy, who needs to read the Constitution. So clearly this is not over. Rudabeh.
Okay, Tom, thank you. And now, a Kcal News desk investigation. An off-duty Border Patrol agent facing serious charges tonight, accused of pulling a gun inside a local restaurant.
And Kcal News assignment editor Mike Rogers is here at the desk. Mike, you have been working this story for the last several days, and you have exclusive information for us right now.
Yeah, you know, Pat and Rudabeh, my colleague Matt and I got tipped off about this on Tuesday. That's when we started learning and digging into all of this information. Come up here because I want to show you where this all went down. This happened at the Yard House. This is in the marina in Long Beach. That's when the Long Beach Police Department, as well as the Los Angeles County DA's office, accused an off-duty Border Patrol agent of being in the women's restroom with his service weapon in his pants. They say a woman noticed he had a gun, told the manager. Security asked him to leave. He apparently resisted that security's efforts, according to the DA's office. Then, when Long Beach PD arrives, they say they got into a physical fight with him. They say they actually had to tase him to be able to take him into custody. Once he was in jail, though, we'll show you his booking photo from a law enforcement source that shared that booking photo with me that we have to show you right here. This is a photo that looked familiar to us. The name looked familiar to us as well, and we learned that he has been involved in other immigration issues here in Southern California. We'll show you the video. This was in Pico Rivera, where this all went down. This Customs and Border Protection agent involved in the arrest of a person in a Walmart parking lot. We have that video to show you here. It's right where you see this agent starting to walk up. They have this confrontation. You hear some of the noise that was going on. That Walmart employee, 20-year-old Adrian Martinez, was ultimately taken into custody as a result of all of that went down here. Now we know, we'll show you the next slide here, because we now know that the Customs and Border Protection agent that was taken into custody in Long Beach was at the scene of that incident in Pico Rivera. Tonight, Adrian's attorney is responding to the new revelations that he has been arrested. We'll show you what the attorney had to say. Quote, the Border Patrol agent was arrested for an off-duty act of violence, which is indicative of the violence frequently seen in ICE Border Patrol arrests. The arrest confirms the fears many have right now regarding violent, unaccountable, and unhinged federal agents roaming the streets. We did reach out to the Department of Homeland Security for their statement. They said, quote, the matter is under investigation at this point. DHS not going into any further comment there. Now, we did try to reach the Border Patrol agent's attorney. He's being represented by the Public Defender's Office. They did not get back to us tonight. Pat and Rudabeh, we know this agent is being charged with several felonies, including carrying a concealed weapon. A source tells me he did not have his Border Patrol identification on him at the time he was carrying that weapon, which is why he's being hit with those charges. He's also being hit with battery on a police officer causing injury and 3 counts of resisting arrest.
Wow, Mike, thank you. I know there's a lot of investigation on this, and we have more on that investigation tonight.
And Kcal News reporter Zach Boetto live in Long Beach now with more on how this all allegedly went down and reaction from Mayor Rex Richardson. Zach?
Well, Pat Rudabeh, we wanted to get out here to the Shoreline Village to see where this all played out, see where this Border Patrol agent lost his cool. And tonight, Long Beach Mayor Rex Richardson is calling for respect for this city, regardless of the agency you work for.
Tonight, Long Beach Mayor Rex Richardson denouncing the actions of a Border Patrol agent who, while reportedly off-duty and intoxicated, assaulted Long Beach police officers and resisted arrest before being taken into custody.
For someone on duty or off to come to our community and terrorize a local business is unacceptable and uncalled for, and they should be held accountable.
The LA District Attorney's Office says while inside the Yard House at the Shoreline Village in Long Beach before the arrest, the off-duty agent, Isaiah Hodgson, walked into the women's restroom and approached a woman inside. When she saw his gun, she alerted restaurant employees.
Once Hodgson realized that Yard House employees called security, he left the restaurant and was confronted here by security officers who told him he had to leave the property. In this parking lot, Long Beach police officers showed up. That's when Hodgson reportedly became agitated, physical with officers, injuring one of them. Then officers tased him and took him into custody.
When anyone comes to our community to break the law, they should be held accountable, no matter who they work for. And as a public servant, I'll tell you firsthand, we're never off duty. We're held accountable, and we reflect on the agency and the culture of the agencies we serve. This is indicative of a broader culture that should be addressed, that our communities should be respected and protected, point blank, period.
And guys, back out here live, we are working to get surveillance footage from some of these surveillance cameras on the businesses right here next to Yard House to see if they caught anything that played out on Monday night. So far, no word on those Long Beach police officers' injuries. Live in Long Beach, I'm Zach Boeto, Kcal News.
Thanks so much, Zach. And now to the Camarillo raid. The search continuing tonight for this man. The feds say he fired a pistol at agents during yesterday's clashes in Camarillo. And Kcal captured the man pointing something in the direction of federal immigration agents and then turning and running. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward in this case. And if you recognize this man, they want to hear from you.
The feds say tonight they arrested 200 people at marijuana grow operations yesterday.
Families of those detained spent the day trying to track them down. And Kcal's Lauren Posen is live in Camarillo, where families are still waiting for the call to know where their loved ones are tonight. Lauren.
Well, Pat, there is certainly still a lot of activity here tonight. Let me show you what's going on. Right behind me here, you can see this group of people. And the crowd, it's been pretty large throughout the whole day. This is a little bit smaller than what we saw earlier. But they're here because what they're doing is they're going inside to get their loved ones' cars and then drive them out. We've also seen a number of tow trucks coming in and out, too, with cars on them and then either leaving them, parking them here on the side of the road. Now, coming out right now is the Ventura County Fire Department. We're unclear exactly why they're here. We're still trying to get answers on that, but we've also seen them here throughout the day as well. As far as the people detained, their loved ones tell me they have not heard from them in the last 24 hours.
And I've been calling his phone, hopefully just to see if maybe at one point I will be able to get a response, but no, nothing.
Emotionally drained and filled with uncertainty, the family of George Redis says the U.S. citizen and disabled Army veteran got caught up in the escalating tensions Thursday during the raid at Glass House Farms, the largest licensed marijuana grow facility in Ventura County.
He fought for this country. He is an Iraq veteran. He has disabled veteran on his license plate. He fought for freedom for this country, and he's not even free.
His wife says he works as a security guard and wasn't protesting. A Kcal caught the moment he came in contact with federal agents. Smoke fills the air as he tries to reverse.
He reversed because he was trying to leave, but no, they broke his window, pepper sprayed him, threw him out, have him on the floor.
The family says he was taken in for obstructing the operation.
They thought he was being stubborn, but he wasn't. He was just engulfed in smoke after that pepper spray. How are you supposed to explain yourself after that? They didn't even let him explain himself. They just threw him on the ground. Plus that his back and neck is messed up.
The Department of Homeland Security says at least 200 people were detained, along with 10 undocumented kids. The feds are now investigating possible child labor, exploitation, and human trafficking. At times, it got violent as protesters threw rocks at the ICE van, smashing the windshield of at least one. President Trump lashed out against the Camarillo protesters tonight, calling them